In this video, we're going to look at the chart properties and tools. We're going to start out by looking at the chart properties box. Then we're going to learn how to turn on and off the grid on your charts. We're going to look at manipulating the different time frames. We're going to look at the chart shift and how to move it. We're going to look at turning the auto scroll feature on and off. We're going to analyze the crosshairs. We're going to take a look at how to manipulate the price line, and finally we're going to see how to look at the current chart time on your MetaTrader 4 platform. Properties. You can change the properties of your charts. You can change the color of the background, you can change the color of the candles, and so on. There are three different ways to get to the properties box. The first way is to right-click on any blank spot on the chart and select the bottom properties. This will open the properties box. The second way is in your charts tab. The bottom of the list also is properties. And the third way is by pressing F8 on your keyboard. This opens the properties box, and from here we can manipulate the properties. The background is the chart background. We'll make this white. The foreground are these numbers that you see. And up here in the upper left-hand corner, we'll make that black. And as we make the changes, you'll see that the changes happen in the sample box. This box is of the chart that you're looking at. Put in the sample box, and we can make the changes in the properties box, and they will be reflected in the samples box, so we get a preview of the changes we make. The bar up. Each bar, each candlestick has an outline. The outline is the outline of the box part and the wicks, the upper and lower shadows. The bar up is the outline. We'll make that blue, and you can see the changes being made in the sample box. Bar down is the outline and the wicks of the bear bars. I'll make that red. The bull candle is the fill, the box of the bull bars. So the bear candle, I'll also make blue. The bear candle, again, is the fill of the bearish bars. I'll make red. The line graph, this will change the color of the line graph chart. And I'll make that, well, we'll keep that one green. Volumes, you could turn off the tick volumes. They can appear at the bottom of your chart. You can make them any color you want. We'll keep those green. The ask line, you can have an ask line on your charts. This current price is the bid line, but you can show an ask line. This will color the ask line, in this case red. And your stop levels, when you enter a trade, your exits, whether it's your stop loss or your take profit, you can have these red or any color you want. Now, I've made the changes to the chart. I will press OK. We can see how the changes apply to the chart. Again, I'll go back F8. Under the Commons tab, we have our options of charts: bar chart, candlestick, line chart. We have some more options here. You can turn the grid off or on. Show period separators. This is every 24 hours. Starts at midnight on your broker's time. Turn the chart shift on. Turn chart auto scroll on or off. Chart on foreground. What this means is that the indicators you place on your chart will be behind the candles. You can make the candles in front of the indicators. Once you have everything you want, press OK, and you have a manipulated, altered chart. Grid. You will notice the default charts have a grid on them. You can remove the grid or alter the grid. You can change its color or get rid of them entirely. The way to get rid of the grid, or turn the grid on, as it were, turn it off or on, there are several different ways to do this. The first way is right-click on any blank spot on your chart and select grid. This will turn the grid off. Another way is in your charts tab. scroll down to grid. This turns it back on. Charts, you see the square, the grid is squared. Turn on or off. Control G on your keyboard will turn it on or off. And if you happen to be in your properties box, you can, under the common tab, you can show grid or turn it off. If I've unselected it, it will turn the grid off. Now in the properties box, let's turn the grid back on. In the properties box, F8 opens it up. Under the colors tab, I can change the color of the grid. We'll make this one fire brick. You can see the preview. Okay, this changes the color of the grid. Now, the price line, the current price line, will be whatever color the grid is, whether the grid is on or off. Control G will turn the grid off. You'll see the current price line, this is the bid price line, will be the color of the grid. Open up the properties box. I'll change the color to blue. Okay, you'll see that the current price line changes to the grid color. Time frames. The default charts in MetaTrader are a 1 hour time frame. This means every candle on the chart takes 1 hour to create. You can change the time frames all the way from 1 minute to 1 month. So each bar takes either 1 minute to create or 1 month to create. There are 3 different ways to do this. The first and easiest way is with the buttons in the toolbar. This is the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hours, 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month. There is a time frames button. It's a periods button. This gives you access to the same selection. And in the charts tab, you have a periodicity tab in here. And from here, you can also select the time frame you wish to use. Chart shift. The chart shift feature will allow you to display the current candle either at the beginning, right edge of the chart, or in a little bit different place. This is the chart shift button. You can turn it off or on. Right now it's off, and the current price is at the very right edge of the chart. If you turn it on, it will move into the chart a little bit. A lot of traders like to have a little bit of room to draw trend lines or whatever the case may be. You can turn it on or off using the chart shift button. Under the charts tab, you can also choose chart shift. You'll see that it's grayed out, or there's a square around it, meaning it's turned on. You turn it off, and price will pop to the very right edge of the chart. If it's turned on, you'll notice that at the top there's a little arrow. This little arrow determines where the chart shift will move. You can change the location of this arrow by grabbing it and dragging it over to where you would like to see it. You can move it as far as the middle of the chart, and this will put the current candle being formed to where the chart shift arrow is. You can't move it all the way to the right edge, but you can get close. This is as far as it will go. And again, the chart will move to where the arrow is. Turn the chart shift off, it moves back to the right edge of the chart. When you change the grid color in the properties box, I will change the grid to fire brick. Okay. Turn the chart shift on. You'll notice the chart shift arrow also changes to the color of the grid. Auto scroll. The auto scroll feature can be turned on or off using this button on the toolbar here. Depressed is turned on, not depressed, it's turned off. You'll also find it in the charts tab. Auto scroll, clicked on. Now you see that it's on. The icon is in a square. Turn off. And as you turn it on or off through the charts, you'll find that the button on the toolbar also either becomes depressed or not depressed. What the auto scroll feature does is move the chart to where the chart shift determines the edge of the chart will be. Right now, the chart shift feature is off, so the price is at the right edge of the chart. With it on, it will be where this chart shift arrow is. You can move it back and forth a little bit. Now, with this being turned on, the auto scroll turned on, it will update and reposition the chart every time there is a tick of movement in the market. That makes it impossible for you to scroll back in time. Now I'll scroll so far. As soon as there's a tick of movement in the market, the chart will pop back to where the chart shift determines it should be. And here we go. So if there is a lot of movement in the market, you won't get very far. Again, you saw an example. It'll just keep popping back. In order to prevent that from happening, you turn the auto scroll off, and now you are free to go back and forth in history on your charts as you see fit. This is a very good feature to have turned on when you are changing time frames. The time frames start at the left edge of your chart. So as you go down in time frame from the 1 hour to the 30 minute, there's going to be twice as many candles. So the candles are going to be built on the right edge. So if we scroll down, we move down a time frame, then we have more candles. If we go even a smaller time frame, we'll have even more candles. As you adjust the time frames, it all starts at the left edge of the chart. The higher the time frame, the fewer the candles. The lower the time frame, the more candles, all starting at the left edge. With the auto scroll on, as you change time frames, the current price will be displayed where the chart shift determines it should be. So as you go up or down in time frame, the current price will always be in the same place. Crosshairs. The crosshairs tool is a very nice tool. There are 3 ways that we can get to the crosshairs tool. The first way and the easiest way is to click the crosshairs button in the toolbar. This will activate the tool. To get rid of the crosshairs, all we do is click on the chart. The second way is to press the scroll wheel on your mouse. This will turn on the crosshairs, or Control F. This also turns on the crosshairs. Now what the crosshairs do is they give you 3 points of information. We'll find point to start, and we'll depress the mouse button and drag, and from here we'll see that there are 3 numbers presented in the crosshairs: 112, 750, 79.230. The first number is how many candles are covered. See, as we get closer to where we start, there's fewer numbers. We have covered 14 candles. We've covered 54 candles. Up here, we've covered 110 candles. The second number, 73.4, is the number of pips. So as we get closer to horizontal, there are fewer pips. This is 32. This being a 5-digit broker means it's 3.2 pips. Here we're at 36.7. And from where we started to the top of this swing high, we have 73.8 pips. This goes both ways. As you go below, it will tell you how many pips we are. So from this point to this swing low, we are 46.1 pips. And finally, the last number is the price. The current price at where the crosshair has been moved to. So up here, the price at this swing high is 79.230. This swing low down here is 78.023. Price line. If you would like to change the color of the price line, which is this line right here, it shows you where price is currently. If we zoom in, we'll be able to see that this is where price is, and as price moves, the price line will also move. And in the right edge here, it tells you what the price is. It's colored the opposite color of the rest of the price edge here. Now the price line, you might want a different color, or you might want to get rid of it altogether. To change the color or get rid of it, you press F8 to open the properties box, and what you want to do is change the grid color. As you change the grid color, the price line color will change as well. Let's say I want to change this to blue. Hit OK when you're done. The price line will change to blue. Now if I don't want it at all, again, I'll open the properties box. I did this by pressing F8. I will change the grid color to none. Press OK. And the price line is still there. It just doesn't have any color. Current chart time. You can see the current time of your charting package by clicking the Market Watch window. And at the very top of the Market Watch, you will see the current time of your charts. They cannot be adjusted. You cannot make them match your time zone. They are set by default by the broker. But in order to see what time it is currently on your charting package, the Market Watch window, and at the very top, you'll see the time. All right, that's it for this video, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.